Today I have decided once and for all to learn how to drive without any assistance in Gran Turismo PSP. Racing games are one of my favorite video games genres, more specific, racing simulation games. But there's a problem, I'm not a very good driver. I know, pretty ironic. So when I play a racing simulation game, I always enable all the auto assist and automatic transmission, if possible. It doesn't matter if it's Test Drive Le Mans for the Dreamcast, a Racing Evolution for the GameCube, Real Racing 3 for mobile devices, or Gran Turismo PSP. I have made some attempts before, but they never went too far. Just disabling all the assists for a single race, not being able to finish it, and then enable them back again. But what's different this time? Well, I came with a plan. I noticed that whenever I tried to do this, I used a game that I had never played before, with the reasoning that I would start fresh with no bias as to the right way to drive. Like Epictetus said, you can learn something you think you already know. But this failed because I had no attachment to the game. The game was not one that I had enjoyed before, a game from my childhood or one of my favorite games. None of that sentiment was there because it was the first time I was playing it. Why is this important? Because like with real life persons, you have more patience with your loved ones or acquaintances than a stranger you first met. You involve yourself more with them and have more commitment if you want to achieve something. So I ended up disliking the new game instead. One of the first real attempts I made was with Contacto Race Driver 2 for the PSP. This game has a story mode with plot points and such. The story length is approximately 8 hours and I was halfway through. The PSP had no right joystick, so in a normal gamepad that joystick is left unused. I decided to map it on the PPSSPP emulator to some other button, and inside the game I mapped the transmission to the right joystick. If I wanted to gear up, I had to move the joystick up. If I wanted to gear down, I moved the joystick down. Pretty straightforward and intuitive. I tried to race a couple of times. I just couldn't get the hang out of it. And now add the fact that Contacto Race Driver 2 for the PSP is a very hard game. The handling of the cars is like bricks on ice. The AI is unhinged. They are always faster than you even though they have to use the same cars you chose, and they don't need to brake to take curves. Your car suffers damage that hinders its performance for the rest of the race, or it can get totaled. The game simply was too hard for me and I disliked the story. Well, fast forward to the present, and Gran Turismo PSP is one of my favorite racing games. So I finally connected the dots and asked myself why I didn't try to go full simulation mode. From now on I'm going to start calling driving without assist, help or auto transmission simulation mode. What's the plan? There's going to be 4 levels of difficulty in time trial mode and a final evaluation in a real race. In the first level, easy difficulty, I'm going to race in driving park test course. In the second level, medium difficulty, I'm going to race in high speed ring. Third level, hard, Città Diaria. Fourth level, hard plus, Tahiti Maze. Final evaluation, New York. For each level, first I'm going to drive with a normal car with decent speed in simulation mode till I manage to successfully complete a lap. Then I will change to a faster car and drive with all the assist and help enabled and set the best time I can. I will try to beat the best time I set, but now in simulation mode. For the final evaluation, everything will be put to the test in a real race with other opponents, instead of time trial mode in which you race alone. I want to make clear that the best way you decide how to drive in a racing game or in general, how to play a video game is the way you enjoy it the most and the best way you can. Video games are a safe haven that help us get through every day and let us forget about all the negativity and problems in our lives. You shouldn't shame what video games other people play or how they do it. Enjoy the way you play and let people enjoy the way they play. Anyone that has seen my real racing on Ferrari the race experience videos knows that I like first person mode, but I'm not going to use it in this situation because there's nothing inside the car, it's a blended tasteless first person view mode. Alright, now let's begin. I chose driving park test cars for this level because it's the easiest track in the game. It's a oval circuit with wide curves and also the one that I had put more hours into. For any Gran Turismo PSP avid gamer, it comes as not a surprise because racing here is the easiest way to gain money. I think that's good enough. Now I'm going to set a best time driving with all the assist and help enabled. This right here is the time that I normally make every time I play. Now let's see if I can beat it in simulation mode. Everyone always hears that driving without all the system help is better, because it allows you to make better times. But I have always thought that the ability of the driver plays a huge role too. If you're not an exceptional driver, it could even have a negative effect. But seeing how without being a good driver in general, and with zero experience driving in simulation mode I was able to beat my best time immediately, was amazing to see nevertheless. Other thing worth noting is the yellow warning sign. Maybe it isn't what I think it is, but I see it as a warning that I will lose traction if I continue driving the way I'm doing it. This experiment perfectly showcases how the assistant helps prevent you from doing sharper turns and slow down the vehicle, negatively affecting the overall speed, even though it's perfectly safe to drive that way. The warning sign doesn't appear in simulation mode. I have barely played the next circuit, zero experience driving in it. It is a considerable bigger challenge. Everything went normal. Too normal. The real challenge began when I tried to beat my record. Each one of these laps, no matter how good or bad I drive, or if I take more or less time doing them, adds experience and improves my muscle memory of the circuit. With time it will become a habit and I will learn the easiest and best approach to do it. The ghost was annoying me big time, so I disabled. Now without the ghost my times have improved. I got closer to beat the record by milliseconds, but after an hour of trying I'm too worn out to keep racing. The same way you can only make a limited amount of high grade repetitions when you exercise, it's pointless to continue because you don't get gains anymore. So I decided to stop till the next day with a fresh mind and learn a weighted wheel. New day, new me. Not literally. At first I didn't perform well, but I was quick to get on rhythm again. I could feel my sanity slowly drifting away. This led to experimentation. I had made all those attempts trying to improve the route that I first took. But what if that route was not the best? Maybe I could take curves other way. That's right, I'm going to cheat. I ended up noticing that when I drift, I lost a lot of speed. But even then, the car felt incredibly fast. The conclusion is, like in real life, the speedometer bases its information not in the speed at which the car moves, but instead in the rotation of the wheels. Just like those tests the car brands make where the vehicle is completely still in a machine that makes the wheels spin. Even though the car doesn't move, the speedometer keeps increasing in value because the wheels spin faster. The wheels lose traction, they slide, and without grip the speedometer doesn't increase, but the inertia keeps pushing the car. Basically, if you drift at the right place and time, the speedometer will be displaying wrong information while your car keeps increasing the speed. We have to put an emphasis on the right place, because there are turns where it could have a negative effect, like in this chicane. I kept practicing burnout with this approach instead, and I was finally able to beat my record. Okay, now the third level, cheat that the area is a narrow circuit with tons of curves, and supercars are out of the discussion because of this. I will start with the Toyota Sedan. I first discovered this vehicle because of this game, and I fell in love with the design. It's a calm and relaxed car. Thanks to the experience that I have gathered, I managed to make a successful lap very easy. Now the fast car will be the DMC DeLorean. Alright, I think that's the best time I can set with all the assistant help enabled. Now it's time to beat it in simulation mode. It's noticeable how I have lost my patience as time goes on. But now comes the last level before the final evaluation. Tahiti Maze is my favorite rally track. It's so satisfying and relaxing. I will also practice with my favorite rally car, the Ford RS 200. Funnily enough, this car has an actual rally version, but I still think the normal one is better for rally. Good enough, now I will use Colin McRae's Subaru. I have to say that even though this is a good car, I don't like how the wheels turn because it tends to oversteer. I want to clarify that, like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm not a good driver, so this is not about perfect times. The whole point of the video is to beat the records that I set driving the way I normally do it, which is with the assist and help enabled, but now driving in simulation mode. You can watch my other videos to see that that's exactly how I drive, and the goal is to be better than that without help, to show that it's possible. Accomplished. Now for the final evaluation. Will I be able to win with other opponents? If a ghost was annoying enough, now imagine 4 drivers against me in a real race. Here we go. Great! It may not look that surprising, but considering the amount of time I put into learning how to drive in simulation mode, being able to win with just 10 minutes of practice means that I have indeed improved since the beginning of this video. I can't imagine how much longer it would have taken me to win if this had been the first thing I had chosen to do. This in no way represents the way I would normally drive in simulation mode. I'm a total rookie. And even then, with just a couple of hours of practice, a rookie can surpass the average player with assist and help enabled. Since the start of this video, you have been seeing footage of a Honda NSX and a Bugatti Veyron. I recorded them after I ended this experiment. Unlike this race, I won in both of them first try. How good will I become once I reach the same amount of kilometers I had driven, but now in simulation mode? In the end, I was left with a question. Can this knowledge and experience be transferred to another racing simulation game? Yes it can. Let me show you Ferrari the race experience for the Wii. For multiple reasons, this game is more realistic than GTPSP, and that's why I choose it. "25 minutes later, and victory is mine. The experience I had gathered does indeed have its results.